We hear often, Alan, about writer's block, and part of like doing the work that we do over different decades in our case, is that idea of writer's block. Like, can you show up and write on demand, or can you perform on demand? And many people say that writer's block is a thing. I am not one of those people, but what do you think?
So I think with creativity, a lot of times we confuse creativity and productivity. And so, a lot of times when we talk about creativity and creativity advice, a lot of it is about productivity, right? Like write 1,000 words a day. Well, that's productivity. It's not necessarily creativity. It might be really terrible things you write. And so to me, there's some sort of like weird magic that comes once you figure out your own personal sort of method of being good at both of those. So for me, for example, when I write, I'm an aggressive outliner. So really, really aggressive outline. I also only write in the mornings. By 12, I'm out, right? So I work on other things. I do interviews like this. Just the afternoons, I do everything else in my life. I do the startup stuff. And so for me, I found that in the mornings, I'm both creative and productive, which is the dream, right? Like that's the goal. Some people, those things are separated. And so for me, when I'm outlining. And when I'm writing. And so I don't really get writer's block because they're very different. Now, if there's times when I'm not feeling creative or productive and I need to be to move the ball forward, I just work on other stuff. So I will, if I need to do interviews or set up transcriptions for interviews or do some admin stuff on a writing project, I will just be like, I'm going to go do that. So I tend to switch off things rather than try and force my way through it, which I think is a better method. And so in terms of, writer's block, I think to me, it's like, yes, there are definitely times when people feel less productive. And my sort of general advice is to be self-aware about that and to acknowledge it and just sort of switch and do something else and not try and force it.